This is gonna crash out by a certain point. Well, we are live right now, getting tuned in. It's me and Jeremy. It's
What's
draft
up?
night for the NFL. As you can hear it a little bit on Jeremy's side, kind of hear the draft a little bit here and there. Um, we're going to talk about the league play. We're going to talk about a lot. Uh, we're going to see what we can do to kind of help everyone out a little bit and keeping up with the draft. We haven't yet. Uh, Cam Ward did go number one. And it's going to be something that we're going to eventually get into as well with our own. Let me go here. Hey, Jeremy, can you turn on your TV just a little bit? It's
Yeah,
echoing.
that's what it is.
I bet you were just echoing. Um, no, I mean, so it's been a crazy couple weeks. You know, we were off for Easter. Back this week, we have an action-packed Sunday with some Sunday night football in the works as well. Uh, our special Texas Roadhouse Peanut Bowl is going to happen Sunday night with Call It Looking and Jokers, where that's basically what we're calling it, the Peanut Bowl, the Sunday night Peanut Bowl. Because if you haven't yet, you can purchase Texas Roadhouse peanuts from us for $5 a bag with a $10 gift card that comes along with the appetizer, as well as you can purchase a gift card online still. So this weekend is going to be big for that. We have, like I said, action-packed Sunday ahead of us. It's going to be our Texas Roadhouse weekend, basically. Since we have to go a little bit longer, make it a little interesting, some night games. Yeah, we know the draft's on. That's why we're looking at the draft. It's 10 o'clock at night, though.
Don't worry, I got you, PJ. Lions are up. You a Lions fan? I
Let me
know
go.
RG is, so
If I
I'll
go to
let y'all know. He's
NFL.com,
probably watching it too, but he only
if
got
I
a
go to
few
NFL,
more picks for the rest of the draft. So that's why we started a little bit late. Let the Bears get their pick out. Uh, and then whoever your team is, maybe the Chiefs are last, so we'll see who they pick. Well, no, I'm sorry, Eagles are last, not Chiefs. Chiefs are second to last. They lost.
where are you watching it at? Maybe I can pull it up.
I'm in my garage. I'm watching it on
No,
TBC. Thank you, Anthony.
she said, "Where are you watching it?" He said, "In my garage." You got me crazy. Uh, that's okay. I mean, this is when we're able to do it. The draft's going on the next couple of days. We'll try to keep you guys updated a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about football. We're gonna talk a little bit about a bunch of different things. Um, we love the draft. You love the draft. Everyone loves the draft, but we got to continue with our life um, and go from there on that. So that being said, welcome back everyone to this week. I know it's exciting. Um, hold on.
We're
I think
getting
I
closer to the end of the season. Starting to
It
get
doesn't
some.
feel like it, but it is. Like we're very close to the end of the season. And this is
Yeah.
one thing we were talking about this week, especially with some of the adjustments we made during the this week's games. And that makeup games moving forward. Right now it's setting up for D1 championship to be on June 15th. Father's Day. So we're gonna be making a little Father's Day thing out of that. That's probably gonna be at Olympic Park. Most likely, if not, it'll be at Sunset. But we're planning to do something special there to make that day a little bit more exciting, just because we had to pivot to that day. Uh, I sent Steve the link. I don't know where he's at. He's been one of the ones that's been pushing to get on tonight and get on in general. So blow him up because I'm really curious to see Steve's thoughts. He's been wanting to get on the show and talk some shit. Um, so, I mean, if you want to get on, I'll send you the link too. If anyone wants to get on and talk some stuff, we'll invite you on tonight. It's going to be a little bit of a different show, something not as normal as we normally do. We're gonna we're gonna branch out to our norm as Northfield, as an organization, is going to be continuing to expand. As we're growing as a community, as we're growing as a game, it's going to be more than just these league play games, right? We're growing as a brand too, and there's a lot of different things we're going to start expanding on. And Northfield is not just going to be known as a flag football league very shortly, uh, as long as everything still follows through. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm pretty excited about the overall change of everything. Um, Here, let me see if I can do this. Am I Jeremy? Can you see this or no?
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm trying to see if it's gonna load. Is this the draft or what is this? No, that's not the
No,
draft.
it's just people talking about drafts.
I was trying to be a favoritism to it a little bit, but I want to talk about some of the schemes that we're talking about this upcoming week. We have some heavy matchups for the D1 division that can sway games and the finalization of this final seeding. I know we like how we said we only have a couple more weeks of regular season. It might seem like it's far away, but in reality, we only got 3 weeks total after this week of regular season play. Unfortunately, due to Mother's Day and then Memorial Day weekend, there's just a lot of buys, and that's one thing we're going to be looking at moving forward in the coming seasons as we're changing, developing different kind of strategize to kind of avoid some of these long breaks as the season gets really pushed out. I mean, like how we just said, the D1 championship is aiming to be on June 15th, D2, D3 on June 8th. And if we have any more delays, which all fairness, the one delay we had is on us as the commissioners. We made that call for that rainy week that wasn't rainy. If you saw what we've seen, you would understand. If you don't understand, just know that we felt it, we heard it. I think people were like, I don't know, it was bad, but it was a bad call. Put us in the situation. We're adapting to it. But I think as a league as a whole, I think we have been the most communicative um, as a group, and we've been able to allow everyone's opinions to be factored into any reschedulings. So I think we did great on that aspect for that. This week, like I said, we are going not under the lights, but almost under the lights. We're still going to be out there time, but we're going to do a little bit of a streamathon this weekend. You'll see me out at the field. We're going to be there from basically 8 a.m. all the way
It'll be a
to
long
8
day.
p.m. So
Yeah.
8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We're going to be at Sunset Meadows. It's going to be a fun day. My goal is to be live multiple times on the side, not even necessarily the game. We're going to be trying our best to do that. Cisco's going to be out there. We're going to try some other things. I'm not going to say we're going to try to at least catch one whole game on the drone this week. That's one of our goals as well, or at least clips here and there or halves. Um, but I'm really excited to see these matchups because, like I said, this can determine some big games. Now we talk about this week, right? This week has been um, kind of shuffled. We didn't know who was. Some teams might have to move, but it ended up coming out pretty great with the matchups, and I'm really excited to watch these games. To
Yeah, we
open
got
our
some good matchups that are going to kind of determine. I think we have. I think New Wave kind of wraps up their schedule with VGs of the elite schedule for them. If they beat them, I think they're pretty much sitting as number one seed in the number or the top division. So it's a big week for them. VGs has 4TF and New Wave this week, and this is a big week for them. VG especially to see where they go. If they go 0-2, they give 4TF some momentum, and then New Wave has all the momentum as they're just keep on doing what they're doing this year or this season. So yeah, it's going to be a good week. Actually got my eyes on a couple games this week to see how they turn out. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, we're talking about that first week. We've seen these are two teams that we're going to start off this week with, which is Immortals and Warriors. Two teams that I feel like have been struggling in D3, trying to catch a break. Immortals have had a strain of unfortunate events. Now I am told that they are at full strength Sunday. So that's going to be a huge factor. Who just popped in with us? No way. Here we go. There he is. He's here.
What's going on, guys?
What's
All
up,
right,
buddy?
my guy.
Had some guys asking for you, so
Yeah, man, I was trying to catch that Eagle pick, but we picked last, so gotta wait.
I'll let you know I'm watching it while we go here. It's Washington's pick right now, so see what Washington does. It's been kind of weird. Sanders is still out there. He hasn't been picked.
Did he leave?
He's falling.
He never was there. He didn't go to the draft or to Green Bay, but he's still sitting there. I think he's going to get drafted a second round, but by who? I don't know. I thought for sure he was going to the Giants. I thought for sure that was the pick they were trading up for. They didn't take him, and then I thought maybe the Rams. The Rams could have been a nice pick for Sanders to sit for like a year or two behind Stafford, right? But then they traded out of there. So yeah, I don't know where he's going.
I can still see Cleveland taking him,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
second.
definitely.
Either way, go back to our games real quick. We're going to be pivoting back and forth between this guys as the draft finishes up. Like I said, I'm going to try to get out here too. But talk about that Warriors Immortals game. Two teams. Steve, you were in the chat today with the little drama we got. Warriors have been quiet. How are you feeling with everything?
As far as the Warriors go,
Yeah, that matchup in general. How are you feeling with the Warriors and Mortals, and how you feel against like just like those two teams seeing them already?
didn't they both play already? Then haven't they played each other once?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think the Immortals won that one, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna go with the Warriors on this one. I don't think they're gonna sweep them.
You don't think that they're gonna sweep them?
No, I mean I got some faith in Danny and Astro. I mean I know they got some players over there. They got a couple Dino guys. They got Fredo. So I mean they got some pieces. They just got put it together.
I was trying to put on the draft so people can kind of see that at the same time. It might glitch a little, but you can see it a little bit.
I want the Bears to get the guy in the second round. Not gonna lie, damn it. As you were saying, Warriors Immortals. I think that game is kind of a toss up for me. I don't have anybody like really coming out on that side. It's whoever scores first and can stop the other team. Honestly, right? We say that all the time, but yeah, that game to me it doesn't move it like it really doesn't do it for me right here. So I would just say if I had to pick, toss up. I'm gonna say Immortals because I think Warriors have been struggling. Maybe this helps them, but I'm gonna go Immortals.
You Immortals, Steve. What do you think?
I'm going Warriors.
You going Warriors, dude? I don't know because he was really saying that the Mortals were going to have their guys this week. Warriors have been struggling in general. I don't even know if Danny's back in town. I know he was out of country. If he's in town, I think Warriors have a shot at getting their win this week. Otherwise, Immortals, if they show up full strength, they got it. That's basically it. That 9 a.m. game, though, which I think is going to be another good game, got Pigs versus Reapers. I think Pigs can make a little bit of a statement game here, but I think Reapers also need to make a statement itself, as some may say that a lot of people have questioned them, especially with their loss against Heroes.
Yeah. See, I sad to say that, but I think Reapers kind of know what they need to do, where they're at when it comes to the upper division. They're gonna have a tough road to try to get to the championship, no matter what they do for the rest of the season. So this is just one of those games that they just got to keep putting shit together. I think they will. I think Rumble Pigs is a good team, but I think Reapers come out on top.
Okay. So Reapers on top. I definitely think Reapers have that. I mean, they have a doubleheader, so I'm curious. They should have other guys theoretically, right? They got that 10 a.m. against Bullies too. I think this is going to say a lot about playoffs, of how Rumple Pigs and Bullies play against Reapers, how it can affect them in D2. Because I think the way Heroes played against Reapers kind of made a little bit of a statement. I know Bullies have the manpower. They have the twins over there too. That OYA BA mix. It's not Bullies that Josh runs. They have a pretty decent offense. I think it's going to be good. But I think if Reapers needs to win out this weekend to make their statement mark, and that's basically where I'm at with it. But I think Pigs and Bullies are going to pretty much go full strength right there at them too, because they want that.
With the win by Heroes last week, I think Bullies kind of have to get this win against Reapers to kind of just keep their themselves as the top dog in Division 2. because Heroes, that was a big win for them. And I think the Bullies can do it. I think the Bullies can pull it off. They've been playing very well, and if they have everyone that shows up, they are very capable of winning that game, and I believe winning that division as well. So, but yeah, this is a big game here for Reapers. Like I said, they need the momentum. They need to build on something. They get another loss here to a Division II team.
They might not hear that.
You can't help but to look around and just kind of see, like if there's something that they're missing.
Well,
that Reapers not look the same as that Reapers team in the back in that Aurora tournament. So, or even didn't they win nationals or something too?
Yeah, they won nationals. They had some help. Like I said, they're a solid team. I'm not taking anything away from them either because that offense is solid. Fro at center, Alex at quarterback, and the receivers they've been doing it for a while. So, they're a team that if you do not take it seriously, which a lot of teams down in nationals didn't, they'll catch you, and they'll catch you sleeping. And as soon as you feel like you need to come back, it's too late. So that's what happened down in nationals for them. They had some other guys that they don't have down here. You can give all the excuses all you want, but you signed up with the team you have in the division because you knew you can compete, and they just need to keep stacking wins. So again, this is going to hurt them. You lose to either one of these teams. Like I said, either way, if you go 1-1, you don't go 2-0. You're going to be looking at yourself like, what do we need to do to improve ourselves? And quickly.
Yeah, like I said, it's a statement week for them. Following those games, now it happened at 11 o'clock. We got 4TF versus VGs. This VGs has two tough games. They got 4TF and they got New Wave. VGs beat 4TF, basically puts 4TF in the bottom of the bracket. Honestly, I think it might make them see them again. Let me look at this real quick.
Well, yeah, right. So this is where I'm at right now. I think, VGs, however they look at 4TF, I think 4TF looks at them as kind of a stepping stone for them. They had two good wins last week, and they're trying to build. And this is a game that they need to build on. This is a conference game that right now can help them. Obviously help them in the standings, but overall can just help their momentum moving forward. Because right now, if you lose to VGs, you've lost to every single top team in front of you.
Well, right now you lose to VGs. This is how important. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But I'm looking at the updated bracket, right? New Wave is currently technically if you look at our website's stupid.
They're in first place. It's dumb.
Hey, they're in first place. They're 3-0. They're in first place. Phantoms are 3-1. You put New Wave beating VGs solidifies them at 4-0 top seed. VGs are 1-1. 4TF are 1-2 in conference. If they go 2-2 and say and VGs loses both, 4TF sitting at the 3 seed, looking at playing New Wave.
Right.
No, I'm sorry, looking at playing Phantoms. And then you got New Wave potentially playing VGs or Reapers. But if VGs went out and go 3-1, then they're sitting at that 3 seed, and we'll see Phantoms.
Well, like I said, I feel like this is a game for what does VGs do? Do they overlook 4TF to look for New Wave coming in? Because that's a big game for them too. Do they, work their ass off against 4TF and not have enough in the tank against New Wave? Because these are two powerhouse teams, right? These are two teams with offenses that are going to kind of attack you, two defenses that are going to, make you use everything you got to beat them. So you're not going against any lesser of an opponent. You go against 4TF, you have to give everything you got, and then you got to turn around right against New Wave, who sits there and gets to watch you for a game, and then you have to play them. And right now, like I said, they want to go undefeated. They want to prove a point. So what happens to VGs? And again, VGs, they're putting a lot on their plate right now. And they got a lot of games. They got a Monday night game coming up against an SOB team that's like a Phantom team, kind of, right? So yeah, they're kind of putting a lot in their play right there. So is this week a kind of week that they stumble?
Even if fucking count that though.
I don't count it, but it's counted. They got to show up and play. It's something that they're taking away from whatever they got.
Exhibition game.
It's like a practice for them, right?
I mean, it is. It basically is. It's an exhibition game to help promote the other shit and get a game in. I'm sure they benefited off of it. Same with Rumpel. I have mixed. I think that can go either way for them. Playing a game, not necessarily. What?
Eagles are on the clock, Steve.
I know. I saw that they did a little swap with the Chiefs.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said,
what I was saying from that is that the exhibition game could potentially hurt them, because look what happens.
This is the week that they stumble. That's what I'm saying. This would be a bad week to stumble.
If it's a week to stumble, but here's the thing: you're in that last stretch. You don't want anyone getting hurt right before playoffs, and that's where you're going to run into, just like how we did that mid-season tournament, and what happens to a lot of guys during that mid-season tournament.
With that being
they only
said,
played one game.
With that being said, I got them going. I got them going 0-2 this week.
You got VGs going 0-2.
I got VGs going 0-2. I have them. I think 4TF needs this win. Okay.
4TF wants this win.
They want it. They need it. They need it. You need a win against one of those teams, one of those three top teams right there, to make yourself know that where you're going is in the right direction. Because if you're not, then you're in the same position, right? You need to get better. You got to improve. You're in that division, so you want this win. So I think they're going to come out. They're going to be ready for this win, and they're going to get it. Honestly, I think that because I think VGs is going to maybe overlook them to look at New Wave, then get smacked in the mouth and have to play New Wave and get smacked in the mouth again. It would suck for them, but that's my pick. 0-2 this week.
Steve, what are your thoughts?
Do we know if 4TF is going to have Padrone this week?
Pretty sure. I mean, I
why
heard
not?
anything different, but yeah, why not? They haven't.
Because he missed.
It was his birthday, though.
I don't know.
He was there last week, right? He missed the 1 week because of his birthday weekend that week. But other than that, he's been there. So I don't see him not being there.
I know they got a lot of injuries. I don't know if status is on Millie or Sean Oz, but those are without players like that. I don't know. I'm gonna go VGs. I got some. I don't know. Going VG.
I think I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I think the games get split. I think VG might go 1-1. I don't know who's gonna win. I think they might go 1-1. I think New Way's riding a high right now, and they really want to lock in that first seed. Otherwise, it's gonna go to net points, and that's not a win for either of those guys. You know what I mean? Because then that puts New Wave at 2 if they go net points.
Yeah.
So they need VGs to go 0-2. New Wave has to beat VGs. If VGs go 3-1, Phantoms go 3 they can't go 3-1, can they? No. Yeah, they can. VGs can go 3-1. New Wave can go 3-1. Phantoms are 3-1.
And then you go by points.
And then you go by net points.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, this is a big week for VGs. It's a big week for. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a big week for all three teams. All three teams have benefits on winning these games. So you cannot come in here and stumble in this division. This is the last week for them to kind of make a push. Am I not wrong? There's no more meaningful divisional games for them
this week.
This
one has a lot of important divisional games across the whole league, I will say.
Yeah.
And Steve can vouch for this for his games later on too. I mean, they're even Jeremy, your game. We're caught looking. I think this week is a big statement week.
No.
I think it's a statement
We'll
week.
get to it when we get to it, but it's not the same. Nah.
It definitely is a statement week, though.
No. It
So-
can be a statement, but standings don't mean shit in lower divisions. To be honest with you.
Then let's talk about Heroes. Heroes have a tough week. They got New Wave and Phantoms.
Yeah, New Wave. They play New Wave pretty well. Heroes do. So,
I mean, they played with them.
Unfortunately I feel they're 0-2 as well. I got New Wave Phantoms in those two games.
I agree.
Going to be competitive.
And
Whatever.
then cap off our upper division. We got Grizzlies versus Phantoms. I got Grizzlies.
I got Phantoms. I got Phantoms, and I say they might put somebody else at quarterback to play against you guys. It might not be Tap. It might be some random. Just have fun.
Tony Bajorklin, if you go in at quarterback, I'll sack you. Promise you.
So Kyle
What?
said that Padron is not the issue; it's their O-line.
Well, don't you guys have some of the biggest O-line in the league, though?
That's what I said, though. Like Oz and Padron, those two, without each other, they
Well,
struggle.
you got. I guess so. Has Jared been there lately? No, Jared's not on 4TF. He's on Reapers. Has Lance has been there though?
Yeah, the only one they're missing right now is Sean, but like Steve
That's-
saying, Sean's huge. Sean's big. That's a big target, big blocker. So yeah, I definitely big.
It could go either way. I mean, okay, well, let's talk about our D3 real quick because these 4 games. This is at 4:00. We got A-Town Spartan versus Wild Boys. Wild Boys got a doubleheader. There was a lot of chit chat back and forth in the chat if this games were going to happen or not. There was a lot of here and there because of the schedule adjustments. And I think a lot of people want to see these games played this week because there's so much tension that's been built up because these are the makeup games. Am I wrong?
No, they are, but I think there was a lot of talking in this game, and I don't know how it's warranted to be talking like this between these teams because I feel like Wild Boys feel like they have the upper hand on A-Town Spartans, and I feel like the last game they played, I think Wild Boys beat them 23-0, correct? So, I mean, right now A-Town, they like to make some noise. They like to kind of puff their chest out because thanks to you, telling them like that they were close to number 1 a couple weeks back.
Hey, you said what I said in the chat.
But
Let's be
like
fair.
I said,
I called them out.
Mike has that team believing in themselves, and they got some dogs over there, right? So if you overlook them, they can beat you. But I think Wild Boys is depending because they were saying they were going to have maybe some trouble fielding a team because of how late the game was. So depending on that, I still am going with the Wild Boys over A-Town, but maybe if Wild Boys doesn't field the team, A-Town slips out a win.
I don't know. I think A-Town's going to want it more. I think Spartans are being a little too cocky is why I said what I said in the chat. They were talking a lot of shit, but we all know what happened last time they talked a lot of shit. And so I was like, let's not have a repeat. I wanted them to come on the show. I wanted Chris to come on the show because the dude's hilarious. But
Dude,
I think that they have the right mindset for what their team's trying to build. I think now they just need to capitalize on their plays and not get so lost in a couple broken plays in a game. I think that's where they struggle, personally.
What do you think, Steve? You played him.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jeremy on this one. It really depends on what kind of team Wild Boys is able to field. If they have a good majority of their guys, I'd probably lean Wild Boys. But if it's, them trying to get 8 players on the field, or if they have 7, Immortals could sneak out a win. But
Spartans.
Spartans, yeah. Right.
I don't know. Was you trolling them or what, dude? I don't know.
He wasn't. He genuinely meant it. I think it was just a self-troll.
Yeah, man. They used to be. They're a branch off from E-Town.
Right. exactly like I said. You did.
Honest mistake.
It's okay.
But
I
yeah,
say a lot more.
probably Wild Boys.
Yeah, I'm going Wild Boys in that game. What's next game?
I'm not going to give it to them. Last time I gave it to them, they shit the bed. Wild Boys. I'm counting on you, bro. Don't shit on me. We got Venom versus Wild Boys. Venom has a doubleheader though, but Venom versus Wild Boys is first up at 5:00. You said it yourself. Depending on what Wild Boys team, you guys got the little upper hand in this because you're the second game, and if they are short in numbers, should we be expecting another high-scoring game from your offense, or it might be a little rusty?
No. I think the offense right now is running real smooth. We've kind of expanded playbooks. We've talked to some guys from the upper division, got some tips and some advice. And I don't see any reason why that's. I mean, we've been in a good groove lately. So if I think I don't know, Wild Boys has only ever beat us once. That's because we got qualified for stupid reasons. We had to forfeit, but other than that, we pretty much. I'm pretty much.
Wait, what was that situation again?
A couple players that are no longer with the top rep. So
Gotcha.
yeah, wouldn't.
But dude, I don't know what it is, but I think the next game is going to be pretty interesting. I know that caught looking, you guys got that doubleheader. You got two of the most talkative teams in the league, two of the most, I would say, rambunctious too, in D3. You have that doubleheader back to back. What's your, Jeremy? What's your take and what's your guys' insight? We guys been talking about with these two games coming up. Are you guys going to take the mentality route and try to play mind games with them, or are you guys just going to try to score?
Well, they have to play Wild Boys, right? So they got the game before us. And it's always great to have the game before you to watch, to kind of see exactly what they do, right? It's going to tell us a lot. It's going to tell us how we're going to attack them. It's going to determine exactly what we do and how we play our game. But then we have another game after that. So we have two very, very good games this week. We have two top teams that I believe are going to be the two top teams in the playoffs to go against. So it's for us, it's great. We've been a team that's kind of flying under the radar this whole time. Flashes here and there, but definitely not a team that people think that they have to take serious yet, which is benefit to us. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. We'll see how they attack us. I know we're ready. We're kind of looking forward to these games to kind of see where we stack. I feel like, honest opinion, D3, it doesn't matter where you lay out in the end, because I feel like all those games are going to be close, even the Jokers games and stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to these two games just to kind of see what they do, and what Jokers do. So, yeah, I'm not going to say too much. I'm not going to feel the fire, but we're ready. We're ready.
I'm going to tell you right now, Jeremy, if you're watching that first game trying to figure out what we're doing, we're running a completely different look against y'all.
Well, and vice versa. So we don't necessarily think that you're going to, but the one thing, it depends on what kind of game you play. It depends on what kind of game Wild Boys play. You can tell me what you want to do right now, but if Wild Boys go on top, you got to use everything you can to win that game, right? And we're kind of banking on that. We're hoping that you and Wild Boys have a good game, so we can kind of see what you guys are all made of. Because we see you, we see you.
I think, as you find under the, I think you guys are second in the standings.
Yeah, I think standings right now in D3 are kind of just lumped together. I think you can kind of pick the top three. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think us, you guys, and Jokers right now. And then you have
Well,
Wild
right now
Boys
you
just kind of
got-
sticking around. Wild Boys are up there in the division wise. Like I said, we kind of want to play them too. So we're watching all these games. These games are going to be watched by us very carefully.
So this is what I mean with our website, dude. I just went on our. This is why I want to get up, and we're gonna upgrade this shit. It goes by how many. If you played more games, they put you at first, no matter what. So right now, call it looking because you have 4-2 record with 6 games. It's saying you're ahead of Jokers, but Jokers are 4 now.
Yeah, what is by
It's points. For some reason, they always reverse the points as much as I fix it.
yeah, I don't think we look. I mean, if you're looking at the standings and you're really going by that, I think you're missing the point here. Honestly, I swear to God, I really feel like it's that open. I feel like when we get down to playoffs, it's going to be who takes advantages of the mistakes. That's kind of what I've been seeing lately. Is that's how it can go. If you can make the other team make more mistakes and you can capitalize and score a couple of points, you can win the game. So yeah, that's kind of I think what D3 is all about. D1 and D2 are a little bit different. It's all about scoring points up there, and because those defenses are good over there, so if you don't score points, you're not doing anything. But down in D3, it's not like that. I think you have I would say better defenses than offenses. I would say outputs. We've had some different games, but I think the lower part of D3, Immortals, Warriors, and A-Town, they've been kind of getting picked on. So those scores look a little bit off because when you get to the top teams, there have been really close games. So
Who was your guys' 2 losses to?
Warriors in overtime and then Wild Boys in overtime.
You guys lost to Warriors in overtime?
Yeah, on the same exact play. Like I said, Caught Looking is kind of a team that's new. We haven't had all our guys there yet. So guys playing out of position and stuff like that. In that first game against Warriors and Wild Boys, both those games, we had people playing out of position. Overtime, one play, happened. So, but like I said, we got our win back against Warriors, and we're waiting to play Wild Boys, see what we do.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you guys are looking at us like you want your win back because we got one against you guys. So, like I said, we kind of see everybody. We see where everyone's stacked at. The good thing about over at Caught Looking, I think we have some guys who've been through it and kind of know what we're doing. So, we're adjusting very well. We're definitely watching. We're not taking anybody for granted, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And I mean, this could be a huge week because you guys are in first or whatever, technically second, but drop these next 2 games, all of a sudden you're 4-3.
Yeah, 100%.
I think what's going to be the biggest factor in this week is that if you want to look at it from a standings aspect, and I hope none of the teams take this wrong, based on how this season has went, right now you got Caught Looking, Wild Boys, Jokers, and Venom, that top 4, which is a top 4 that we have seen before in the past years, in past seasons. You got A-Town, you got Warriors and Immortals all around that same bracket as well. You come talk playoffs, you got that play-in game right there in the beginning, and then you have 1 and 2. So if you end up with that first seed, Jokers can go undefeated still, which we can't forget that. We can't count out the Jokers because they always pull shit out of their ass. Let's be real here.
They do. But
and then
they're a good team.
But you also got a Wild Boys team who are veterans who have played this game, who have been on both sides of it. They've went into playoffs and gone deep runs with a shitty record. But they've gone to also playoffs and had the best record and crapped the bed. Just because you have the best record shows that it's hard to keep that run continuous through that playoff run. And I think it puts even more pressure on the team when you're that far deep with a record like that. And Jokers felt it that past season that they were in. I think the Rumple Pigs had it for them. I think there's a lot zero chance Wild Boys wins. You never know. I'm just saying it could be a toss-up. It's any given Sunday. Look at Venom. Nothing against Venom. You guys have had a lot of great runs, but came up short. And I think that it can be anyone's Sunday. And that's why you can never count any team out. You can't take them for granted because as soon as you do, that's when they turn the tables on you. Where they find that weakness.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
I'm kind of waiting to see which team kind of pops off at Jokers a little bit in that aspect. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Is that Wild Boys game was close against Jokers. They were just down to that one play.
Yeah, that was a good game. I mean, I know
And there were
They
some
didn't
calls
go to D2, but they're not going to have
What's
too
up?
much.
with that Joker's Wild Boys. There was like some questionable calls in the end or something.
That they felt, and that they felt that they grabbed the flag, but the ref was right there. He said that the flag fell off on his own. Because the guy slid past. It can go either way, and that I hate to see that because I don't want that game. A lot of people go back to that event because that like there's always that. Sometimes there's those plays that solidify a game, and everyone remembers that game because of that one play. I hate that that's that around that because that was such a good game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other plays that happened that were so much better that we don't even talk about because of that one situation.
that's how it always goes.
And it sucks. I wish that wasn't the case, but it fell in favor of the Jokers. It was a big play, and it was a no score game up until that point. So it sucks. Q come back from injury. They got a free TD too. That was the snow game, right? Their game was the snow game.
No, I don't think so. It was the week after that.
We had a bye, so I don't know.
You had a buy on the snow game. Be grateful. Yeah, I wish I had the rainy day that day instead. It's the joke because you guys gave me so much shit. Me and my dad jokes don't mean shit. So,
Who Jokers? I think Kyle's asking who the
I don't know.
quarterback. That's for about who the quarterback for the Jokers.
isn't it
Yeah,
Alex?
it's Alex.
Yeah, it's Alex, right? Don't they switch in with someone else too in like a different type of style? Don't you have a double quarterback too, where it's like you and someone else?
Who?
Steve,
We got 3 different.
They do.
they got 3. That's what I thought. Because you guys have like a wildcat offense also, right?
Yeah.
Should we break down the film? I'm just playing. Maybe
No,
we should do that. Maybe we should go like make some podcasts and break down these guys' films. They'll be
We
so
got-
mad at us every week.
we got to give our boy Zach some reps this.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. SOB.
Forgot
That's
about it.
SOB's quarterback, huh?
As our quarterback.
Yeah,
That's
they're standout.
SOB's quarterback. But that's another topic. That's another topic for another day on how Chicago flag football is watered the fuck down.
Why do we got to make it another day? We just ran through the whole fucking
Because of
game.
all this. Because of all this. You see what Venom just said? Our other quarterback, he ain't your goddamn quarterback. You borrowed him for a season. That motherfucker has his own team.
He's another quarterback though. He's a
He
third
plays on
string.
other teams, but he has his own team.
He does.
So
You're right.
if we were to all to go to like one league and we were to put all these teams together in this league, you'd have so many teams that are like good teams not be so good. Does anybody else feel that same way? That we got so many teams in these other leagues that are having all these rental players and then they feel like they're so good.
All
Hey,
fairness though. All fairness.
He hasn't played a snap at quarterback for us yet. So,
I'm just saying, but he's
All
not your
fairness.
quarterback. If
I
we were
wanna
to
say
put
this,
Venom if we were to put Venom in a fucking tournament and we were to put SOB in a tournament, he would not be your quarterback. He would be their quarterback. You'd be going against him, and you'd be the quarterback, or your other guy would be the quarterback.
Correct.
That's why I said that's why it's kind of watered down. Just like the playing game against these regular season games that we have on Monday night. You have an SOB team versus a VG's team, and you have an SOB team that has Phantom players on it. So is that really an SOB team? Is that really what you're seeing? And then you go to the other teams too, and you say, is that all Ducks? And I know it's going to be Rumple Pigs, but is that
Well,
all?
it's going to be
Ducks?
Carnage too, because you got to remember, Carnage players play on Rumple Pigs.
Right. So are they mixing and matching? I know you say, well, in tournaments you would be necessarily rental players, but this is in-house. This is Chicago. Chicago is getting
It's
watered
not our
down.
problem.
Well, I'm just
It's
putting
not
it
our
out there.
problem.
I think it's a topic that
And I want to put it out
very
there
good
too. But
topic
if
to
you look,
discuss on how watered down it's getting around.
if you look at, let's pivot for a second. Let's pivot. Right? We talking about rental players and us, Zach being third string, right? Let's
Right, he
look
should be
at.
starting over there.
Let's
If he's your fucking quarterback, he should be starting over there.
he's 1 of 4, but
Maybe he
Yeah,
will.
but he will only to get you where you need to get. So
No.
it's almost like showing what you don't have.
no,
That's-
because here's the
Honestly,
difference.
it is
Here's the
because
difference.
say Zach doesn't show up for you in playoff time.
It doesn't
say he's
fucking
got a
matter.
game, say he's got a game at the same time you got a game. Where is his loyalty at?
But he's going to be at his game.
Right.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you, though. One thing different that the teams are doing in this league that we're in, Northfield, right, compared to all the other leagues. Let's talk about all the other leagues in our area. The teams that are here, their quote unquote rentals aren't starters, besides probably 1, 2 teams. They're the guys. The backups of the backups are the guys they're picking up from other teams. Now, vice versa, holy shit, it's all the rental players are starters. So I think that's where it kind of has to go in. I understand what you're saying, but I think what Steve has did with putting Zach in that position for him has set Steve up for, hey, SOB's not in a tournament. Zach, can you come be a backup for us just in case someone goes down? Now they're drawing that consistency of having an extra person when they do lose. Now, because who knows? What if SOB doesn't join the July tournament for some reason because they don't got enough guys? And Steve goes, hey, Zach, can I put you on my roster for the tournament just in case we go down in players?
I love it.
Would you want to play with us? Do you get what I'm saying? Because we're still building, but you got to think about how these teams are.
No.
All these people, they say, hey, come play our game. We don't got guys.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
You have a guy like Zach on a Venom, and you have him to play and come and say, hey, you want to come and help me out when need be? When knowing good and hell well, if he comes, you should be starting him. If he's playing, he should be starting. You're not calling him over to your team to say, hey, will you help me out here a little bit? We're going to put you in. We're going to play you. Because if he's on your team and he's your teammate, he's good enough to be the fucking starter. He should be the starter. He should be running that whole offense, and you all should be listening to him. But that's not how that works over there because that's not his team. Steve's not asking him to come over here to just help me throughout. And what I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying is you're saying, well, if you're not playing, but he has a team. He has his responsibility. He's not coming to Venom to help them win a playoff game if he has a game at the same time at SOB. He's not doing it. Right? Because he knows he's playing a backup role over here because he's just helping out. He probably didn't have to pay a thing. You just called him because you were not doing so hot in the beginning and you needed some. Now, I will say this. If you have him out there and you have him playing and you show something, you have to keep on showing that. If you don't, then you won't be the same team. And that will hurt you in the long run.
But they're hot.
So here's the thing, though. He came over here with the understanding he wanted receiver reps. So I said, come over here. Get some
he's a football player. He wants to play. He wants to ball. That's why Chach is over at Midwest Ducks playing whatever he wants. People love to ball. I get it.
So I said, come over here. We'll get you some receiver reps. But I also know he's an athlete. And we're not going to let it base. We're going to move him around. We're going to let him throw the ball a little bit. We're going to, do some double quarterback stuff. And he knows, and at the same time, we're under the understanding that if he might not be at a playoff game, he might have to miss it, and we're cool with that.
Exactly.
And
that's kind of what I'm saying.
Then make what you can make. We're under the understanding that you have another team, and we'll adjust.
Right. You put this guy on your team. You said come over, and you're putting him over a lot of people. See, now listen. I'm telling you, this is why, Van. If I can tell you anything. you keep on adding guys to help you do things to win, you're gonna lose a lot of guys that's been there for a while.
That's the
So,
thing.
and
We're
that's
all
the shitty part, right? That's the shitty part.
we rotate our receivers pretty good. Like everyone's always said, "Oh, Venom's going to lose players. People don't want to play there." But we've had the same team for going on 3 years now. We've lost maybe 2, and honestly, we're better for the 2 guys that we lost.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy is I've heard your sidelines after losses, and I've heard your sidelines after wins. Not the same. Y'all don't keep the same energy. That's kind of an issue too,
But
right?
that's a lot of sidelines. I've heard new lost. I heard them all. I've heard them go at Dom, who's won countless games for them. Like I've
Right,
heard.
but they play a totally. They play a. It's totally different.
But I'm
It's
just
totally
saying,
different.
a lot of teams after a loss go at each other. That's
There's a
not
lot of wins though that they've had that they're kind of have a reputation for winning, right? And they get pissed off when they lose, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to say is, but that's not the same over at your team. You guys fucking, bro, y'all explode. And then look at the last 3 wins. Okay, let's be honest with each other. Who's your wins against?
Warriors, who beat you, right? Immortals and A-Town.
All right, now say it again and make yourself believe that those 3 wins that you just named, because all you did was said Warriors who beat you, but they beat us in overtime on an extra
They still
point.
beat you.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
They still beat you.
Hold on.
Take
Did
the
you
L.
not? Hold on.
Take
What
the
happened
L.
after you played
Take
them
that fat
again?
L.
What happened after we played them again?
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, I think we beat the shit out of the Warriors. When we
and
played
watch
them.
your ass is gonna lose.
So we turned around and did what we're supposed to. But so again, I say the last 3 wins you guys have had are against who?
Oh, us Warriors, Immortals, and A-Town. I keep
And
forgetting.
where are they located in the standings?
But I guess maybe we can have this same conversation after this week.
What I'm saying to you is you cannot tell me that is not fluffed a little bit. And you guys have gotten some big heads in the last 3 weeks. Now you got 2 games this week that you don't have that same type of team that you're going against on the other side.
No.
Where does your team happen? What happens to your team? Again, you're going to have Zach there. You put Zach in. You win those 2 games. Everything's good. You lose games. Maybe things aren't too good. Who knows what happens? See, that's kind of the good thing about Venom right now is you guys are either going to turn on each other or you're not, right? And if you lose, I have a bet that you guys will turn on each other because you guys are looking at these games as big games.
Yeah, they are big games.
Yeah, because you guys have 3 wins. You guys should be feeling good about yourselves, but you're not feeling good about yourselves. Because you played 3 teams and got those crooked scores, and you still can't feel good about that.
But you're talking, we haven't never beat good teams. Like we've never.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is you should feel good about yourself right now, without whether you win or lose these next 2 games. You had 3 good games under your belt, just last 3 games. You guys are moving. You guys are rolling. But I'm someone who's not in your fucking chat, and I'm telling you right now, guarantee you guys don't feel good about those wins.
That shit ended. My shit went to a deep.
But like I said, I mean, we'll see what happens. You look forward to these games. Wild Boys, let's see what happens, man. If Wild Boys beat you guys,
they've only beaten us once, and that's
I know.
Hey, I will agree. LJ, he definitely is being a fucking bully right now. He bullying Venom.
I'm not bullying. Look, I'm just.
You're
saying,
just as bad as how all the guys were in the chat.
I'm just saying, this man started off by saying he had 3 quarterbacks, and one of his quarterbacks is a guy who plays on a different team that he just brought because he didn't feel good about where his team was and the quarterbacks he had on his team. And if I'm lying, then fuck, dog, I'm maybe wrong, but I don't think I am. I seen the way y'all played. You guys, you were looking for help. You like you said to yourself, you were kind of in the beginning of the season, the way you guys were talking, you guys felt that you were the top dog in one of these leagues in rec.
That's not the reason we brought him. Like I told you, he came under the impression that he was going to play receiver, and that was it. So that's
so then you don't need him at quarterback.
We'll see how the week goes. It's always nice to have some tricks up your sleeve.
It is. It is. It is.
What if we're struggling? Kind of pitching change.
Ricky. Oh. Well, like I said, it's going to be a good week. It's going to be where we all lie at the end of this week. I think some people are going to care about it a little bit more than others, though. But like I said, I'm really excited, man.
I feel like you're just lit a fire under Venom's ass, and like you didn't realize it.
We didn't need any extra motivation.
It's not fire, but if I need to fire them up, then what the fuck am I doing, bro? I play for a different team. You said I lit a fire under their ass. I said what I said. I just said facts. I didn't say nothing. I didn't point shit out to be like, oh, look. I said facts.
Wait, Danny, who's a clown? I got distracted.
No, you do. It's just a fucking picture.
ADHD.
I like I said, I'm being honest, man. I see it differently. I look at the Venom team, like I said, I don't look at you guys and say that you're not one of the top teams. I said you're one of the top teams. I just know for a fact the 3 teams you guys just beat, you are not happy about just beating them.
No, but
you're happy about the score. You're happy about putting up 28 points consistently. But when you looked at those teams, you said to yourself, we have to win those games. If we don't, we got a fucking problem.
And we didn't.
We're looking forward to these games coming up.
28-0 at half those games.
What?
Half.
I don't know about half.
None of those, or I'm sorry, 2 of the games. None of those games except the last one finished the entire game.
I know, but that's not saying much because that was a lot of their games.
True.
I think right after you guys did it, we did the same thing to them, right? So like that's what I'm saying. Like those games are kind of like you guys did what you had to do, but definitely not feeling happy. You guys looking forward to these games. That's the difference.
So when we come,
the difference between you guys and us is you guys are looking at these games real hard, and you're like, we're putting ourselves up against these teams. We beat we beat Wild Boys. We're right there at the top. I'm telling you that.
But that's their division.
Yeah, but that's okay. Like I told you, I feel like rec is going to be one of those things. It doesn't matter who you play in the playoffs. If you feel like you got a good, easy way, you're going to be fucking sitting at home watching, because anybody can beat anybody on any given Sunday in the rec.
Facts. Very facts. Crazy shit is watch fucking Wild Boys come out and beat them that first game. That'd be crazy. You're not going to hear the end of it in that shit talking. You know if Wild Boys beat you guys. When Jeremy comes up with them, the way he's talking right now, I feel like we're going to have to control the shit talking a little bit. I feel like you guys
that's the shit talking. What are you talking about, bro?
I don't know. I'm trying to stir the pot a little
bit. Listen, I feel like, I ain't going to lie to you, man. It's been kind of dull. It's been real dull. Up at the top, Grizzlies don't talk shit at all, and
they're great. Making
their
plays.
Quarterback scored against the top team in the Division I, and he doesn't talk shit. We get no shit talking about none of these top teams. Man, I haven't heard
the top teams have been quiet.
Has anybody checked on him? Can we get a well-being check?
He was in the comments.
Yeah, I know, but man, he really. I mean, of course, they feel good.
All teams. Chicago has been quiet flag football wise.
Very.
Besides, inside the captain's chat, I have seen minimal shit talking on the shit talking page. It's actually been very more supportive page than the shit talking page. I know Ricky tries
to wrap it up a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't think we need to wrap it up. I think
it's very watered down lately, and I hope the playoffs bring a little bit of a different kind of animal out of these teams, especially in the upper division. Because, bro, are we just gonna have the same teams winning all the time? Is it just gonna be Phantoms, VGs, right? Or does New Wave really want to make a fucking statement this season and say, nah, fuck that. Nationals was a fluke. We should be right there. And same thing with Fort TF. Do they want to fucking make a name and say, no, we're changing this shit up and it ain't going to be the same old over here, sitting in the back while watching all these other teams win. That's not how it's going to have to happen. All these teams want to make a statement, and they're all being real quiet right now. And I think it's because they all feel real comfortable. The top do. And I'm talking about New Wave and Phantoms.
Hey,
right
Ricky,
now.
tell them to come out in July and they see tough. Milwaukee teams said Chicago.
The Milwaukee got teams?
I don't know. LJ, I know you in this damn chat. Didn't you come from Milwaukee?
Well, I'm not trying to throw shade. Does Milwaukee got teams?
I don't know. I haven't heard anyone.
They haven't ran a tournament since fucking I first started in flag.
I
That was like
haven't.
one of the last. I think it was Maddie's was the team that was a big team out there that was really, really good. But other than that, I haven't heard many Milwaukee teams or Wisconsin teams. Maybe I'm wrong. Right?
Right, exactly. I haven't seen one team. But
Calling you out, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I haven't posted. Are you talking about in general teams? Venom are in, Jokers are in, and Rumplepigs are all in right now in D3. And then you got Phantoms already in. You got New Wave, VGs, 4TF, Reapers all in for July already. Everyone's committed, dude. We got out-of-state teams. I just haven't posted because it's a little too soon to start posting that much for the season. You kind of have to pace it out a little bit or it becomes overload.
I ain't gonna lie. I think that's the tournament that we should see.
That's good. I think
That's the
with
tournament we
Memorial
should
Day
see
not
every team.
happening,
Every team that's top teams in all these leagues, that's right there, that tournament right there, everyone should go to. All
honestly,
the top teams. Get all the teams out there.
hey, this is what I'm gonna tell everyone. Come out. If you got a league and you true to that league and you represent that league, come out, represent your league in a respectable way. Come out, ball out, play football, and win some money. Because guess what? At the end of the day, this is a UFFL major as well. You get double the points. We have a lot going on at the field. It's where we're putting all of our focus on. There's going to be a lot of surprises at July that people are not going to be expecting that I'm excited to release. I'm excited for a lot of different things that we're expecting this July. But before July, we got to end this season. And I think all the teams right now that are in it are all competitive for that July tournament. I think Venom and Jokers, two teams and Rumplepigs, all top lower teams, or I guess you would call, they're ready to compete. And I think we have a good chance of, keeping the ship here in Chicago this year in D3. To be honest with you, because Ohio took it last year, and we need to represent this year. So everyone needs to come out.
There's a lot of teams I heard that's supposed to be traveling this year, especially the Nationals. So these teams that are looking to, kind of see what this tournament ball is, no excuse. Show up.
Who's MKE?
Yeah, you'll get to see Jeremy in a jersey.
Coming at Jokers real soon.
Ain't that right?
That'd be fun.
But guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up our show tonight. It's going to have a fun week. Can't wait to talk to everyone at the field on Sunday.
It's going to be a long Sunday.
It's going to be a long Sunday.
Football all day, man. The draft's going to be wrapping up early on in the day. So all the teams out there, all the NFL teams going to have all their picks. Come out, enjoy some more football, some flag football. It's supposed to be it's not supposed to be real nice like it's been the last couple of days, but it's supposed to be nice, sunny. So, come out, enjoy some football. And, let's roll, man.
Definitely. And as well as, guys, if you haven't yet, make sure to check out our fundraiser for the Texas Roadhop gift cards. Buy one, sell them. Help out the league. It helps you out of pocket and helps us make everything more affordable for everyone. Good luck to all these teams this weekend. And like I said, we're going to try to go live a couple different times and talk with people at the field and do some interviews and do a couple different things this weekend that we don't normally do.
We need 5-man here. I want to say that before we leave. I really am really going to push.
We're working on it.
We need a 5-man league. I think we can make a bunch of teams out here that can be very, very competitive down in Nationals. No bullshit. We got some athletes in Chicago, Atlanta area, and 5-man is fun. Let's put some teams together. Let's see what we can do.
We actually had a good turnout for 5-man last year and the year before for this tournament. And this year we should have another good turnout too. But we do have some draft stuff coming again that's going to be posted. So stay tuned for that. But all right, everyone. Have a good night. It's 11:15. This is late as shit. Past my bedtime. I got to get up. See you guys all later. Appreciate you.
And thanks for the people that watch later.
Appreciate ya.